What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is good? Welcome to the New York Open. All right, we're 10 minutes in, of course, but it seems like things are pretty stale right now. We're waiting for the futures markets to open in the next 20 minutes. As always, guys, we currently have a ratio at the top of the chat. As you can see, it's pinned to the top of the chat, a little poll, which is based on how many times I say, ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect, and if I encounter a boomer moment. The reason why I've got this there is because I keep saying these things so many times when I'm just talking away at the charts, and until people actually told me, yo bro, you say it quite a bit, you know what, we may as well start to annotate this thing. So yes, the channel could be math based. This is the TR ratio. So what are we here for, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to talk charts. We're here to talk intention. We're here to talk the chaos of what we call trading in cryptocurrency. So, mad love and respect to all you beautiful people passing through to today's stream. Be sure to like and subscribe. Welcome to Traders Reality. Let's have a conversation, guys. All right then. Now, most people have not anticipated me to be live around about this time. So we're just going to wait for a few more people to roll into the stream. But I hope everyone's been doing well. You know, this price action has been very interesting. We experience moments of fear and greed continuously, and all in this tight range. Okay? From last night's Asian session, they came down and just hit the lows. They came back and recovered the previous green vector candle in Bitcoin. Terrible. How could we know they're going to send price in that direction? Well, look, frankly, we would never know, but we have to work with probabilities. We can't guarantee something's going to happen, but we improve the chances by breaking down the confluences, or the idea of what are the chances of them actually sending price to that zone. The way you can work that out is not just by having confluences, but by looking at the candlesticks. How are they moving? Are they moving fast or are they moving slow? Yeah, as always, I always warn you people, before I leave every stream in the evening, I always say to you, only consider trading the opens. Wait for Tokyo, wait for Hong Kong, because Sydney's going to throw you about. Look what they did last night in Sydney. Okay, so for 3 hours in Sydney, they were throwing traders up and down. All right, people weren't patient. You want volatility, you want volume, you wait for at least the Tokyo and the Hong Kong session to open. Okay, happy days in the Tokyo session. They marked price all the way down. The speed of this candle, again, one key thing to pay attention to is how long does it take the hour or whatever time frame it is that you're trading? How much of an area is the candle taking in the allocated time? Okay? So look at this candlestick right here. Bitcoin travels 3%. So it drops $1,235 in 1 hour. Okay? That is an impressionable candle. Then we have this candlestick right here. In 1 hour, it drops 741. Now you can appreciate this is near enough, just about half the size of this. Okay? So it helps you to work out if the speed of a candlestick, okay, is going to contribute to the journey it's likely to take within that time frame that you're trading it from. So if you're looking at an hour candle, looking at how much area they cover is going to help you understand if it's likely to take back previous pools of liquidity. Where's my boxes? Here we go. Look at that. Because if they spent an hour trying to push price down, okay, the next candle is likely to follow suit because we've got Hong Kong. They're reacting to any information. Traders that haven't been able to trade during the New York session are filtering their impression of price in the charts. And then it comes all the way down towards the wick right here, and then it bounces away. Deviation away from the 50 EMA, ladies and gentlemen, back into the 50. They come all the way up, recover the previous wick to the T. Then we have this violet vector, which then gives us the impression of something else. Once the futures markets open, are we likely to see Bitcoin come all the way back up? Because they've done a good job of breaking above the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Now the criteria for a valid long to the upside would be when the 5 and the 13 EMA cross over the 50. Now we're in a little bit of luck right here, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because the 200 EMA is sat right near the 50. We don't have the worry now of the 200 EMA acting as resistance. Okay? Remember, you're not going to place a trade until the 5 and the 13 make a clean break above the 50 EMA and start to expand. So if you can see very lightly the 5 and 13, you can see if it starts to cross over like so, and the 13 EMA crosses up like so, you've got momentum. You want the moving averages to expand. You know? Caesar, you ain't got to worry about that, bro. Thank you so much, though, man. Thank you, man. So once the 5 and the 13 EMA do cross over, at that point, the 200 EMA would be looking at crossing down, going down above below the 50. The 50 would be crossing over like so, and then all we would have is this 800 EMA that would need to cross down lower, which would then give time for the 200 and the 50 to cross back up. This is on the principle of moving averages, okay, at helping you understand momentum, all right? So where you want to know where you are in a chart, whether it's on the smaller time frames all the way to the highest time frame, you are looking at this. Here's a clock. One of my most, this is the Rolex of trading view. Okay? When the Rolex clock is pointing 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it implies that momentum is favoring higher prices. If it goes to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it's favoring lower prices. Okay? So that means the momentum is geared towards the upside at 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. to the downside. Where are you at right now? What's the moving average saying on the 1 hour time frame? It's showing that the moving average is pointing downwards, but it doesn't have that much conviction. We are only back to where we were earlier on. So we haven't gone anywhere. We are still in these psychological ranges. That is a very big thing. Because once New York opens and then New York gets free roam of the charts, in other words, when the UK closes, we will know where we stand. Now, it could be a news play, ladies and gentlemen. So if we look at today's calendar, what news are we likely to see? Has the news already come out? Here we go. 1:30, at 3 o'clock, the preliminary consumer sentiment is due to come out. So let's make the assumption that the figure is going to be positive. All right? The consumer sentiment says the following. A level of a composite index based on surveyed consumers. Actuals greater for forecasts for the currency. So what it is, it's predominantly financial confidence is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for the majority of overall economic activity. So if inflation is going up and people are still spending money, how's that going to be related in the charts? So we then need to look at the S&P. What's the S&P 500 saying in all of this madness? Oh, last night we said that we would expect it to come back up and recover the gap. As you can see right here, they've done a good job of recovering that gap. Happy days. Now at 2:30, the S&P 500 is most likely going to gap up. Why do we think that? Because this platform right here, MT4, all right, it allows you to trade the S&P. This is continuously running, all right? And if you don't have this platform, it's free of charge. If you need the access to it, just go and download it in the description of this video. Happy days, all right? But what I'm trying to get to you is this. We've had this big move to the upside on the S&P 500. On TradingView, we don't see that move just yet. So we can anticipate a gap up in the chart, all right? So the sentiment when the futures markets open is already positive. So we know what traders are feeling like already. Is this because there is a potential ceasefire with Ukraine and Russia, or are things escalating? What's the news saying? Okay? So this is a good way to try and work out exactly where you could be in terms of sentiment for the markets. Yeah? Now, if the S&P is going to move up, that would imply gold's going to continue moving down. All right? We've got another vector point in the chart that gold could come towards. So that means traders are taking their money out of gold or taking profits. You can see the pattern has formed, drop, retrace, continuation down. If we look, we've got a little mini pattern up there, M formation. Principle would say that is level 1. Now we're expecting a further drop, which has broken that zone. But if it comes back into it, it sort of invalidates the level. All right. So then if price does come back up with gold into this range, it will still be deemed as a level 1 zone. What you'd be looking for is price to make a clean break from this zone here. It needs to break down. And once it breaks down away from that point, it can retrace back into the area. But as long as it doesn't go back into this range, then we've got a valid level 2. Then we see the movement to the downside, level 3 peak formation, and we see if it happens again next week. Okay? That's the principle of the cycle in gold, right? Looking at the government bonds, they are favoring risk. They're putting their money into risk on assets. All right. So they're trading the likes of Euro USD, dollar yen. They're putting it GBP USD. They're putting it into assets that they can get a return from. If this starts to drop, it means traders are seeking safety. Likewise, gold will be rising. Okay. Now, let's just have a look at the market cap for the USDT dominance chart just before the markets open. All right. Something interesting is happening in this chart. It's recovered the red vector candle. It's holding this zone. They've recovered the wick. They came back into the green vector zone. We still have this point in the chart. Principle would say that if New York opens with good positivity and everyone's all pumped up about things, then USDT is likely to come down lower. So in other words, traders have been taking profits on Bitcoin's move to the upside. You know? Yeah, Rusty Mo, listen, that's exactly that. You know? It is exactly that. Yeah? Now, we got 7 minutes until New York officially opens. So now we need to mark off our ranges. What can we expect Bitcoin to do next? Look, this is all news plays. All right? There's no definitive direction with Bitcoin. If we zoom out, we know where we are in terms of this bigger pattern in the chart. Which one are we looking at? Are we taking the 4-hour time frame? Right here. W formation. Okay? Still valid because it hasn't broken down. Yeah? What's going on here? More votes. Oh, wow. There's more votes in the poll than there is in the likes. Come on, guys. Work with the ratios, man. Work with the ratios. You know how it is. So if this pattern's going to hold out, again, what are we looking for? We're looking for price to just maintain this behavior. I mean, guys, look, this is all news plays. All this stuff right here. It's news, all right? And we can try our hardest to exploit it. But given the ranges that we've got in the chart right now, and that Bitcoin is stalling in this zone, there's a good chance that if they hold this area and the sentiment is maintained, then there's a possibility that Bitcoin's going to come back up into these zones. These are the vector points. These are the imbalances. We've already recovered this wick right here. So if we mark that off, we look there. We've recovered it near enough. So this is where the liquidity is at right now. The violet vector candle has pushed price down, but it hasn't broken down below the 5 and the 13 EMA completely. The candle next is looking to try and recover that candle. If it can recover this candle and break away above the 50, the next point of interest for the market would be these zones up here. Why? Because that's where the imbalances are. This is where the market maker builds his positions and he gets in by trapping traders to believe one thing is happening, in other words, going short, so he can build his longs. He's going to want to realize a return back up. Okay? Now, with that being said, let's have a look at the liquidity across the board. So, 41,600, 40,400, and nearly 42. Have a look at the high block itself. Man, this chart. As it stands, guys, we have got near enough an even distribution of longs and shorts in the zones. All right, these are the short liquidations. These are the long liquidations. If you recall yesterday, we were talking about the importance of the darker liquidation points. That's where the market maker wants to go, because that's where the 25x traders, where they're using leverage to open trades, all right, to the downside, and they're putting up a lot of margin to do so. The market maker will always favor those darker pools of liquidity. If we go into this chart itself, we're going to have a better understanding of which zones they're likely to try and take next, based on the liquidation points. All right? What's going on with this? Why is it doing this? Oh, wow. Excellent. It's broken down. Don't know why. Whilst that's loading up, here's the open interest profile. So the current level that we are at right now, just above 39,400, here it is, 39,450. Not that much happening in this zone. There's a little bit of concentration to negative on the delta, all right? Not so much volume profile in that zone. We want these bigger ones right here. That's what we want, okay? So nothing much is happening across the board. They're not moving much. But then again, New York isn't open just yet. So if I break this down and go to closer into the chart, we can try and assume which points of liquidity are the market makers likely to try and test in this chart here when it decides to wake up. Oh my days, I get so frustrated with this stuff. It is actually unbelievable. There you go. Great platform. Phenomenal, in my opinion. Look at that. Can't do it yet. Anyways. Oh, look at that. Now it's starting to make its way back up, guys. So we need to have a look at what's going on in the smaller time frames to justify that notion. Here we go. So big push up. Price is above the 800. Crossed above the 50. We're waiting for the rise, retrace, continuation up. It's doing a good job of actually holding in this point right here. So we've got, says what potentially looks like a mini W formation, rise up, retrace. How long will the retrace last for? If it can hold this zone going into the US brinks, we would then like to see it come up and take the psychological high. There's no vectors to this side, but this whole hour has been based on dropping price. So the nearest vector point would be up here. So it needs to break above the psychological high. And then if it does manage to do that, we've got the pivot point up here. So things could get interesting once it breaks this zone. Again, it's all down to what New York does in 2 minutes time. Yeah, I don't understand why it does that. So here we go. Let's take a tally of the votes on the traders reality ratio. Ladies and gentlemen, has been said, well, 46%. 45% mad love and respect and 10% boomer moments. Right, I'm doing okay for that. I'm doing really well, although the stream is not over yet. Let's have a look at Luna. Luna seemed, oh, look, it's just made the move up and it's completely recovered the whole thing. When this thing happens, guys, you've got to ask yourself and say, hold on a second. Are they favoring shorts or are they favoring longs? Let's look at Luna for a second. Is it safe to assume that Luna could be preparing for shorts, or is he getting ready to drop? Yeah? Mark off your range. Establish. Where are there points in the chart that they're likely to return to based on the interest that came in at that point in time? Well, this is one point in the chart that they could come back to, which is the wick. They can even come back down and fill this whole green vector point right here. That's a point of interest in the chart. Likewise, we've got the upside as well. Near the daily open. Could they come up and hit that point and initiate a third hit to the high? Because Luna's been making some serious gains. Look at this, man, for a pattern. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. W formation, rise level 1, retrace. Rise up level 2. Okay? Problem that we've got is Luna now has come back into the level 1 zone. So, one more attempt up to formulate the M formation and then look to drop again. It's all down to what happens. The only way you can verify that is if price breaks down below the 50 EMA, tries to come back up into it, fails to do so, notable volume coming into the charts and pushing price down lower, look left, you will see the vector candles showing the basis of the imbalances being filled again. Okay? Now, guys, you are dealing with probability. Okay? Here we go. Here's the chart. Let's zoom into the chart to understand how likely we are going to get to certain points. So here we go. Let's just pull up Bitcoin for a second. What's it doing? Bitcoin is shooting up just ever so slightly. Okay, cool. So now we need to look. The nearest point so far with liquidity of shorts would be 49,870. Okay? So we have got at 39,814. That's where we know $49 million worth of shorts liquidations will be hit. So that is, again, 39,814. Mark these off in your chart. It is very close. 39,814 will take us towards this point right here. Happy days. So we know at the top of the vector candle right here, price in principle would likely travel towards that point and hit the liquidation points for the retail traders. Look into the smaller time frames to justify it. Where are we moving from? Moving from a moving average? Here we go. So we've got ourselves a little bit of a bounce off the 50 EMA. If this bounce is going to be valid and break higher, it should be enough liquidity for them to shoot through the 800 EMA and start tapping into the highs of London itself. All right? Go back into the chart again. What's the next zone? The next pool of liquidity will be at 39,956. Okay, and that will be 77 million. So 39,956, 39,956 will take us towards this point right here. Let's round it off. There we go. So these are the next points in terms of volatility where they're likely to move price into the upside, because that's where the liquidity is currently sat in terms of liquidation points. Use this as a guesstimate, as a measure to understand if momentum's starting to develop, how likely are they going to come up and test these points and grab the liquidity. Let's look to the downside. They only just narrowly missed at 100x these longs at 39,112. And there's $47 million there. Well, if they really wanted to, they could have taken them. But look what happened here. $47 million worth of longs were opened in this area here, right? That point right there. Followed by $49 million worth of shorts, which are 50x. Okay? So that means there's more liquidity in the 50x than there is in the 100x. All right? So where do you think they're likely to take it? Well, look what they did. The guys that opened in this area at 39,191, above of the short of 100x, 39,405, they hit that liquidation point already. Okay? So they've taken that liquidity, which is justified by price action moving slowly into this previous violet vector candle itself. Okay? Billy from Philly, what's good? Is Luna on a double top? Here we go. We're open right now. So let's just quickly look at the S&P 500. Where are we at? S&P 500 gaps up, ladies and gentlemen. Happy days. There's the gap up right there. We understood that because on this chart right here, they had already initiated the movement. So you can appreciate the sentiment is favorable. Traders are feeling positive in relation to price action. All right. Now New York is on its way. The Brinks has just finalized, ladies and gentlemen. We're in New York plays. Let's see what they have in store for us. Are they going to come down and recover this? Let's have a look at gold. Things are going to start speeding up right now, guys. Here we go. We've got a little bit of movement in gold. 3 red vector candles to the downside with gold. Could that be a reversal back up into that range? If gold does decide to do this, then we're likely to see at this point right here where the proof of the move is going to be verified. If it can't break through, then we know that this move was a plan to trap traders, hit the liquidations, bring it back down again. All right, Bitcoin on that token is slowly creeping upwards, guys, hoping that it's going to continue up. Nice slow climb right there. Really, it needs to break this structure up here for us to really understand if it's going to break higher. We've got the 39,816 point where we know that's the short liquidations. So there's every reason for them to break. If they can break the 800, break the psychological high, that would be enough momentum to see in towards these liquidation points because the chart itself doesn't really have any liquidity there that is visible. Okay? Looking at Ethereum, some of you guys want me to look at Ethereum. Here we go. Let's look at ETH. Come on. Right, let's see what Ethereum's got for us. How many of you in the stream? Yeah, not many of you today. That's because most people anticipated me not to come on. All right then, cool. Ethereum's just hit $61 million worth of shorts at 25x. All right, that's the principle. They've just taken that liquidation. Look, there's nothing happening in the range. Look, there's literally nothing in Ethereum. If we go back, tier 3, let's see what they've got there. Ah, it takes too long. There we go. Cool. Whilst that's doing that, here we are. All right then, so this is the visible range for Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen. Nearest point in the chart, guys. So $30 million worth of longs were opened in Ethereum right here. They've hit those liquidation points. They've hit all the liquidation points for those positions right there. Sad days. Very sad days. Very sad. Next point in the chart, have they? Oh, no, they haven't taken the 25x. Haven't taken the 25x yet. All right. But because we're in this equilibrium point right here, I mean, $21 million worth of shorts up there. Yeah, these are all the shorts. There's more liquidity down to the downside, but it's about how long they're going to make traders stay in longs and commit to the longs. And then the time they spend making those traders commit, they're going to be adding and taking away, the liquidity from the shorts to the upside. All of us, we've been thrown about left, right and center with these ranges. Given with all the news that's coming out, 3 o'clock will be a promise as well, ladies and gentlemen. 3 o'clock will pretty much set up the example of what's going to happen next. Looking at dollar yen, it's already starting to break down. So dollar yen could actually get some profit taking in the charts, guys, given that the preliminary details or the results, if they come in negative or if they come in less than 60, all right, that's still okay, but it's less than what they have projected. Or but if it's less than 50, then there is a contraction in that sector, and that's bad news. So they may react to that. So let's make the assumption that the news is going to be positive and that we've got the idea of inflation being a problem. What are the charts saying to us? Well, dollar yen's had a massive move up. 2 plays could happen before and after the news. They may hold price in this zone. You can see we've got ourselves a nice little pattern formation here. Rise up, retrace, continue up. Retrace zone, rise up, retrace. Are we going to see them move up on news? Or are they going to move up into this area here, try and take the high and set up a reversal to the downside to start recovering these previous zones in the chart? Because dollar yen, man, it's taken out the 117 mark. That is a big point in the chart. Look at the monthly. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Look. Oh, man. Again. Here we go. Look at where dollar yen is on the monthly. Making its way. I mean, look, we've got to get to 118 for us to start working this previous zone right here. But gosh, I mean, dollar yen has been staying in this sideways action for a long time. How do you make sense of a pattern like this? Yeah? Is it the start of a big W? Who knows? Dollar yen going up to what, 200? Nah, never. Couldn't, could they? Yeah? All right, then. Let's get on the lower time frames. Where are we at? We're coming into the start of the new 50-minute candle very shortly. What is Bitcoin doing? Going up to 39,304. It's pulled straight back. Not favoring that liquidity then. So they may be coming to this balance right here. They're going to react to something. S&P 500, what's it doing? It's closing the gap. So 3 o'clock comes, then the news plays will determine exactly what we can see them doing. Going to the charts on the smaller time frames, where can we see liquidity? There we got a gap right here. That could induce traders. Remember, we're in the Brinks box right now. We're in the Brinks. So things could get a little bit interesting. This is where they initiate the setup for a reversal. So the Brinks could be one reversal point, which they've done up here. There could be the reversal point from the lows. Then New York will then establish a high and a low. This is where we may get 2 reversals today, guys, because we've got news plays. And that's what's really important. The news plays are going to make the difference. Tino, does the market maker look at long-term charts weekly? Yes, he does. He has quarterly positions. He has monthly positions. He too has targets. He's not here just to provide us liquidity. He's here to profit from that. Yeah? I'm sure this has been asked before, but what is the indicator? Okay, so anyone that is new to this stream, okay, in the description of the video, because I've obviously used the actual poll to find out my madness of my Traders Reality ratio, but in the description of the video is the Traders Reality website, okay? All you need to do, guys, is go to that website, which is right here. Go to start here, click first things first, and you'll have access to all the indicators that you need. Just click that, favorite it in Trading View, do your click thing down there, add it to your indicators. Happy days, you are good to go. All right. Once you're done there, there's the other indicators you can add to it. The TDI, the psi levels, the vector candle zones, the volume bars, higher time frame candles. All right. So you can get all of that, and you can also get hold of the book map as well. Now let's look at what's going on here. We're getting a bit of a reversal now. Look at this. They've spiked the low yet again. Psychological lows in this area, I believe. Here it is. Let's have a look. Where's my psychological range? Where are you, Bitcoin psychological range? Where are you at? Come on. Have I removed it? I've removed it, haven't I? No, there we are. Oh, there it is down there. Mad days. Here we go. Look. Treacherous behavior. Look at that. Throwing people off. Pin the lows. Move back up. Brinks has established the first low. So look at that. We're establishing the low in the Brinks. All right. So this is going to be showing Bitcoin's worth. All right. There you go. Could form into a stopping volume candle. I need to pull up the book map to understand where we are, to see the liquidity coming in. This is where it might get interesting. Tino, do you think the market makers have put a hit out on you? I'm synthetic. It happened ages ago. Here we go. Let's look at the liquidity. Here we go. Just to understand this move to the upside, all right? So let's have a look. Where are our zones? Let me just move this chart across just to keep an eye on Bitcoin. And let's have a look at the liquidity coming in. This is the order book. Just tells us exactly where the orders in the order book across 5 exchanges. What are people's sentiment? What are they trying to do? Says here at 40,200, there's 107 Bitcoin in this zone. Principal would say, if the strength in this move is going to continue, they will likely fill that zone. Just before that zone, okay, you've got those 2 liquidation points right there. 39,959 will hit about 50 million, and 39,816 will be about $40 million worth of liquidations of shorts. All right. Is it possible that they can break up into that range, okay, and use that sentiment to flush price higher, to get traders to commit longs, come back and hit the liquidity in this area and start tapping into these high points right here where traders originally had gone long from? All right. Let's see what they're going to do for us. Let's have a little closer look. We've got a couple of sweeps right here. So sweeps are stop hunts. Paying attention to the speed of how orders are coming in and whether they're getting filled or not. The bid and the ask is pretty decent. Let's have a look lower and see what we've got. Lots of liquidity down at 39,200. They're kind of close towards it. Let's go down a bit more. 37. Okay, so that liquidity at 37 yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, has disappeared. It does still show 109 Bitcoin, but there's not that much bulky liquidity. We want heavy liquidity, not weak liquidity. Because if I do this in the chart, look, there's loads of liquidity there. All right? Not interested in the blue. I'm interested in the orange and the yellow. There's a nice big order. 30 Bitcoin absorbed in that zone. Okay? That's a good sign. Principal would say that we're going to start merging higher from this point based on that order. How long they decide to move higher for is a completely different story. But you're dealing with a book map here. So this is ideal for scalpers. So you can quickly work out the range of how much momentum is building behind one move against the next. In other words, this move right here, how long is it going to be moving upwards for before it actually turns? Okay? And you're going to pick that up from understanding the amount of liquidity coming into the chart. So here's another blue bubble. So 8 Bitcoin absorbed at that point. So that looks like a big lot size. Is that a whale? Who's buying at that point? Yeah? The volume's pretty decent. Now it's coming down. 3 o'clock, man. New 15-minute candle. They're chopping this range. Look, merging price back into the area where the limit buys were favored. So look, the imbalance is favoring limit buys, but volume is up 64%. All right, so that is huge. Huge amounts of volume in this zone right here. That's why price is kind of tight. Look, here we go. Some more liquidity coming in. Not able to sustain it. Needs to fill out. 1.79 Bitcoin absorbed. Slowly creeping up. The liquidity's been hit right here. So the principle says that if price does come back down into this range, they're likely to trigger the interest from traders in this zone again. All right? So now they're moving higher. We've got guys who are committed at this point. Are they going to commit again? Look, the liquidity's coming in. We can assume it's going to move back up. All right? So slowly moving up. This is how you, in essence, reading the liquidity that's coming into the order book. All right? That's how it is. Yeah, you like the poll, guys, yeah? 681 of you have contributed to the poll. 565 of you have liked the stream. That ratio doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. I'm joking. If you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through, guys. We do this on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I wanted to come on today because I haven't done a video this morning. I need to chill out and just recharge my mind. Recharge it, because doing this, it's hard work. I'll tell you that now. Breaking down charts, talking to you guys while I'm trying to take trades in between is absolutely madness. Taking a sip of the good old coffee just to keep myself in check, and Bitcoin still isn't doing what it needs to do. Daily open has been rejected. All right, it's been rejected once, twice, 3 times nearly. If this candle can't finalize Bitcoin further up, then it's probably going to try and come back down and test the 200 again. But the stopping volume candle, look at this volume here. As it's dropping down, guys, on the 5-minute time frame, as it's dropping down, yeah, so is the volume. Now, principal will say that we want to start seeing volume increasing at this point, because look, it's dropping down. We want to see volume stepping up, because now it's starting to move up from that point there where the green vector candle is. Stopping volume, is that principally going to tell us that it's looking to change direction? Yeah? Because you've got to also ask yourself, how much time are they spending in this area and not doing anything about it? So this next candle or volume candle should come up and start triggering more interest in this zone. Drop into the lower time frames, you might get a clearer view of how it's developing. Look, so here's the move to the upside. Happy days. It comes all the way back down again. And then they start moving price down lower, but volume is rising. That is good, because we want to see that happening, because it means that they favor to push price down lower, so that when they stall and break, we then know that they are going to change their mind and probably move price back up again. with this push to the downside, they had created an influx of traders to come into the charts to go short. So that is a massive exhaustion play right there, where it's loads of guys going short, market makers going long. He needs to trap the liquidity to reverse it back up, and he did just that. Now volume is starting to rise. So by principle of three, we are expecting a cluster of this liquidity right here. We're expecting some more later on. Okay, that's how we would project out price moving to the upside. Does that make sense to you, ladies and gentlemen? That's just an example. Here we go, New York. Come on, 10 more minutes until 3 o'clock. Coming back up into the daily open. Is that going to work? Is the daily open going to play out? Here we go. So we want to see volume coming in at this point. Bookmap, where you at? Liquidity coming up above. Happy days. Nothing's happening down here, so there's no limit bias right now. Volume has dropped. Okay, they're starting to come in. Lots of liquidity coming in at that point. That tells me it's moving up. Happy days. They broke the daily open, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see some volume down here, because this is the tick volume. Still 107. Big order coming in right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, so volume is starting to accumulate. Come on, Bitcoin. Show us your hand. We know where the liquidation points are, around the 39.6 and the 39.4 zone. Oh, they've hit it. They've hit the liquidity. There you go. Let me go back to Bitcoin. They did it. Have they done it? Yes, they have. Come on, where you at? Tina the goat. Bro, Tina. Come on, how'd you get a 4-letter word wrong? It doesn't make sense. Here we go. Have they done it? Yes, they hit that liquidity. 39,407. $77 million worth of shorts have been liquidated. Bang, all the way up there. See the justification for the move? Yeah? Volume hasn't come in though, so that's a problem. Bookmap, what are you doing? Bookmap sharply rejecting that daily open yet again. What are you doing, Bitcoin? Come on. I'm going to stay with you till 3 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, then I have to bounce. Bitcoin is following the S&P right now. Yes, I agree. It will always follow the S&P. Has a good positive correlation to it. Let me have a look at it. There it is. This is Bitcoin, S&P. Look, this is what you want Bitcoin to do. Get above the 800, the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA. Happy days. Test the 200. Bounce away from the range. Look how they respect the range weekly high right there, man. Unbelievable. New York, first hour. Nearly up. Come on, Bitcoin. It's all going to be news. It's all news plays. Look, volume's dropping. Now it's starting to come back up. It's broken the previous attempt right there. So that's a good sign. Come on. Let's get a bit closer. Can we see the liquidity coming in? There we are. So these areas here. Traders are committing in this area. They're not being filled. It's being cancelled and taken away. Cancelled, taken away. These are like algorithms in here as well, guys. Got to be aware of that. So the volume's just pumped in. Now we're waiting to see if they're going to move. Volume is at 25% now. Lots of, yeah. They keep going in and out, in and out. Look at these trickery guys. Fake orders, spoofs. Just to get people to commit and believe something's happening in that zone. Oh, come on. Let's roll with it, Bitcoin. Do what you need to do. What's USDT doing? Slowly rising up. Okay then, so if they're going to keep moving higher, Bitcoin's going to drop down and try and recover this previous point in the chart, this wick. Very interesting. Where we at, guys? Where we at? 808 votes, 749 likes. Listen, guys, it's always the case. It's always the case. When Tina's on a rant, Tina moment. Bro, that's rough, man. Come on. That is rough. Oh, here we go. USDT, we just said it. If they're going to do it, they're going to come up to this point. We know that Bitcoin's going to get a recovery of the wick. Here it is. Why is it moving so fast? Why is Bitcoin doing that? Oh, no. Oh, no. Right, here is the moment of truth. Where's the volume? Still no volume coming in. Nothing's happening down here. Might be a fake out. Might be a fake out. The idea is that they're going to try and get the liquidity. So if I zoom out, am I going to see that zone? Should be coming in right now. The orders should be coming in. They've just swept up some orders. So this is where they should turn from, based on the interest of traders coming in at this point. There's nothing happening down here. Let's see if they do decide to do that. Here we go. Sweep there. 12.51 Bitcoin has been picked up in less than like 0.001 seconds. It's absolutely at speed. That's what a sweep is. There it is. Look, the liquidity coming in. You know when you sit and look at this, guys, what's happening here is justifying what's happening inside of this candlestick. Here we go. Look at this. Now volume's starting to rise up on this tick volume right here. If this turns into a red stopping volume candle, that might be good news for us. Because it's not finishing at the lows and the volume's coming in. We've got 22 seconds. 5 more minutes until the news announcements, ladies and gentlemen. Dollar yen is still trading at 116.87. Gold, on the other hand, is trading low. It's looking at coming up. Come on. Make it happen, Mr. Bitcoin. Come on, I need this volume to move up. Here we go. Starting to move up. Turn into a vector. That will be ideal. Ah. Failed. But volume's starting to rise up. So that's good news in this area. Because if the volume's rising in this area here, they're trying to get traders to do something. So they're setting their positions up. Yeah? This is true. Round and round we go. Where we land, nobody knows. We will never know. But we can understand the momentum. It's all that you need to care about, guys. Momentum. All right? It has to develop. That's all it is. And we've got to try and exploit that momentum. You won't get it right all the time. Come on. It's the hardest, easiest way to make money. Here we go. Look at that big block right there. How many was there? 8.5. Notice that. Again, 8.3 Bitcoin. 8.4. What is it about 8? Zooming out. 7. Oh, it's taken off now. Like for like. They're waiting for the news, guys. They are waiting for the news. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait and see if that does play out. S&P's dropping down. The finalization of the Brinks is on its way. Here we go. S&P's still doing its thing. All right, it's coming back up. We want the liquidity to come in. Come on. 6. Here we go. Look at that. No. Is that? Surely not. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We'll leave that like that. Okay. Sweep, less volume, selling at the lows. We expect it to move away from this point. We need to get it moving. It has to go up from this point. In principle, based on the sweeps that are happening at in this area, because they're hitting orders at speed. So traders are going short from this point. So any of you guys trading on exo charts will probably see the delta coming in at negative. When I look at the delta as a negative, I see that as the market maker going long because he's making people go short by the reading of the delta being negative. So then price in principle should return back up. Do you understand? That's what I'm looking for. So volume's dropped aggressively now. We're waiting for the news, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the news gets released. Mad love and respect for all you people running through. What? UK declares Bitcoin ATMs illegal. Wow. That's unfortunate. There's actually an ATM near to me. And now we can't use it. Wow. Happy days. Welcome to centralization. That's another story. Come on, Bitcoin. Here we go. Where we at? 50 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I really want you guys to catch this. So the second the news announcements gets released, all right? The way that they release news, they've obviously got it over the, they have reports pump out. There's the markets, the main exchanges. Once they get that information, all right, they have to, in a split second, have the liquidity ready for traders who are reacting to this news. The algorithm picks up keywords on the data release, all right? No different to what they do in the FOMC statement. Certain words trigger certain things in the chart, all right? Right now we're waiting for a figure. So it could actually move at speed or not move at all. So here we go. 1 more minute. No, 2 seconds. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see the chaos unfold. What is the news? Wait for it. Wait for it. Big sell-off right there. Let's quickly look over here. S&P reacting to it. Violet vector candle. Has the news come out just yet? Not yet. 18 seconds into the news. Should have come out right now. No. Gold. Gold's moving up. Still in this zone. Here we go. Bitcoin 39,243. What's gold going to do? Gold's moving up. Dollar yen. Come on. Lots of volume in Bitcoin right here. Let's have a look at dollar yen. Is it reacting to it? Pretty stagnated move. It's not doing much. Gold's climbing up. Okay, gold's moving. All right, gold's moving up, so that could be a negative thing for the news. Let's have a look. Has it come out just yet? Come on, give me that news announcement. Has it come out? Please. 59. Uh-oh. That's not good news. Dollar dropping. Dollar, they just did a little stop hunt. The fact is, dollar's actually not moved. That is interesting. So you're going to see the disparity right now. Gold's going to move first. Dollar will move next. Okay, because they're taking their money slowly out of dollar and trying to get it into gold without disrupting dollar. Okay, just look at this. Gold shifting up. Gold in principle has to move against dollar and dollar has to move in sync. There's always that delay when they're trying to move positions out. All right, Pax Gold, Bitcoin moving up, Bitcoin moving down. So there is our reaction, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to probably see a little bit more activity. Here we go. Orders are now coming into the downside. A lot of orders are coming in. Be careful that we don't get shaken out in a stop hunt because they can react to the news and then not react to it. So go back to normality. They can just give those traders that. They can whip price up and down, get all those orders on the guys playing the range trades, and then resume direction. All right? So it's good that Bitcoin's holding right now. It's a shame that dollar's now pulling back ever so slightly. Gold moved up quite aggressively. Government bonds came back down. Okay then. So they've moved down. So they've reacted to the news in principle. Market cap USDT slowly creeping up. That means the S&P closed the gap, ladies and gentlemen, pointing down lower. Principle will say Bitcoin is on its way down. How long for? Well, we know where the zones are in the chart. Let's see if they're going to come back and recover this point, ladies and gentlemen. Will the bookmap showcase that? Are we going to see some red vector candlesticks appearing in this zone? They've delayed it. It's now, it's 59.2. So it's been at 60 for a little while. So it's clear as day that the reaction to inflation is starting to affect people. So people aren't spending as much money, but they're still sort of spending. Until it's below 50 to imply contraction in the sector, then that's when there's a problem. So here we go. Bitcoin coming down to recover the vectors, and it's doing it at speed. There's your red vector point, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the sports commentary of cryptocurrency. My name is Tino, and I'm your host. Here we go, and they're off. Ladies and gentlemen, they're running towards the green vector candle zone. What's important about this, guys, jokes aside, is this. Look at the speed of them moving. Right now, the psychology is saying that traders are running for shorts. The time that they're running for shorts, guys who are long are getting liquidated. Focus on what's happening here. All right? How long is it going to take this candle now, okay, to, in essence, demonstrate the area that it's likely to recover? Okay? So now we're coming straight into the vector. Look at the volume coming in. 11 Bitcoin absorption. Here we go. We should see a sweep. Very shortly, we should see a sweep in the bookmap. Same thing here, where they grab up loads of liquidity and Bitcoin in this zone. Because look, they've hit loads of orders coming in right now. We should see a sweep. In principle, we should see a sweep. I hope you're on the edge of your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This is fun. This is fun. I enjoy this. We should see purple dots coming into the chart. That way we know they're sweeping up orders. Big orders. 22 Bitcoin eaten at this point. Let's see if the bid and the ask are going to make a big jump now. Come on. Make that jump. If they don't, that might be a good sign, but I think they're going to make the jump lower. Come on, there's the liquidity's running into the chart. The imbalance. The imbalance is not coming in yet. So there's no imbalance. Keeps dipping into limit sales to move price up. Doesn't spend that much time there as well. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Nothing happening yet. It's like it's too good to be true, isn't it? To assume the shorts are going to now run towards the downside. So they don't have that much time or space really to start hitting liquidity. So they could revert. There it is right there, man. They're slowly pulling it up. So they've had that liquidity come in. They've hit some liquidity at 39,051. 39,051 will take us into 39,051. That will take us into this range right here. So we're going to know what liquidity has been absorbed. Let's have a look. 39,051. The short's now there. So we have got, okay, 39,052. $39 million worth of long liquidations, okay, to be taken. Now, this was done at 3 o'clock. It's now 5 minutes past, all right? Price has already made its way into that zone, ladies and gentlemen, or hasn't it? Not just yet. No, it has. It's just about to do it. Just about to. There it is. Now they're releasing the long liquidations. They've just tapped that zone. Look at that. Look at that point right there. You nasty guy. Mr. Market Maker. What are you doing to these people? Come on. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed your session today. Bitcoin heading towards M2 pivot. Well, look, this is what they're doing. There are now people coming to the charts on the idea that they think that Bitcoin now is going to head somewhere. Okay? So would this be the point in the chart where they would like to turn away from it? Because if they got the logic of people thinking, go short, go short, go short, we could see one more push down where they absorb all of this liquidity right here and then reverse back up. And they could reverse back up just for a short period of time because the guy that's thinking like that, quickly go short, Bitcoin's going down, okay, is the retail trader. So he's going to be irrational. Look, 17 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin hitting this zone right now. They're absorbing a lot of liquidity in this zone. They could snap back up. That's just dropped now. 29 Bitcoin absorbed. There's the sweep, ladies and gentlemen. At speed, they just hit the orders right there. There's that sweep we've been waiting for. 16 Bitcoin absorbed at speed. Okay? Because it takes a little while to absorb it in this area, but this is a sweep, so they did it in a very fast transaction. Here we go. Everyone's making the run for it now. Bitcoin to the downside, Bitcoin to the downside. So now, the time that you see Bitcoin moving up and down in this range, this could be a turning point. Because this is where they've got the retail trader committed in the charts. They're hitting liquidation points, pull up the high block, and we know where they could be going towards. 38, what have we got? 38,500 looks like the next point. No? Come on, let's see. What have we got here? 38,870, 38,977 could be the next point. 39,522's been absorbed. Okay, so 38,977 will take us to $36 million worth of shorts. Nowhere near it. Oh, 977. Look at that, man. They've hit that liquidity. Look at that. They've gone straight back up. Sweep. They're pulling it back. You notice that the speed of the candle at that point in time, that's when traders were jumping in to go short. That was the manipulative play. Now look, they've pulled it back. So now all those traders that have gone short are now paying the price. Now look at volume. It's going to start burning up if we're consistent with what we're saying. Here it is. Now the shorts are paying the price. And guess what? They can bring it down again and do exactly the same thing. Because they may have hit the 100x. they still got the 50x and the 25x. So right now they're working those 100x's. Does that make sense to you guys? Well, technically they do have them, Antonio, because behind every order, okay, the market maker is matching an order opposite. What those planet was Stoic. Those are delta buys and delta sells. Yeah? Green is green delta, positive buy. Those balls right there are sells. Yeah? That's all they are. They're just the delta. We can put candlesticks on this stuff, but the candlesticks, in my opinion, aren't that great. They don't, in essence, they just distort the chart itself. Here you go. Here's an example. I can put the 1 minute time frame candle on there. I can put the VWAP, display the bid and ask at the VWAP itself, and there it is. Looks, I don't like it. Sorry. You know, we can look at the 1 minute candle and work out behind that candlestick what is going on in that candle. Yeah, so we can justify. Inside there now, there was how many Bitcoin? Where is it? So far, 2.29 Bitcoin was absorbed in that 1 minute candle. Obviously, there's more, okay? But you get an idea of how the candle is developing, all right? Let's have a look here. Gold, shifting back up. S&P coming down. There it is, completely filled that gap. Dollar yen, holding. They are holding dollar yen. Luna, dropping. So she's maybe in that creation of the pattern to drop to the downside to come into these zones. Be careful with Luna. She can get very volatile. Market cap coming back up. There's that recovery of that wick right there. Going to the smaller time frames, which is what we were talking about earlier on. It was on the 5 minute, wasn't it? No. What was it? 14 minute? Oh, I don't even know where it was. 20 minute? Which one was it? What a guy. What a guy. Okay, I think it was that point there. The recovery of that wick. Man, Tina, you messed up there. Okay then, guys. So, look, I hope today has given you insight into understanding. I mean, some of you are probably saying, how can you trade this? How can you trade this sort of information? All right. Well, this is where scalpers can take advantage of this. You can scalp off the bookmap. All you need to do is just get your API. Happy days. Google bookmap.com and check it out. All right. But there's something else that you could do and you could try and get away from. I'm going to do a video on how to trade Bitcoin without trading Bitcoin. Sounds crazy. But the problem that we've got with scalping cryptocurrency, right, is the fees. Right? Now, on this platform, you can, in principle, scalp the S&P 500 by principle of it actually behaving like Bitcoin. Okay? And you're paying a very small spread. A very small spread. That is a good spread. You can't trade Bitcoin on this one here. Well, you can, but scalping is a nightmare because the spread is so wide. But based on how the S&P moves, you can exploit Bitcoin. But listen, Bitcoin tends to move first in the direction that it's going in, then the S&P will move. So that's based on this platform. So that's just something that you can try and look into. All right. See, look how it's come back up. If you look at it on the 1 minute time frame, it might be a little bit different. But this is if you want to just eliminate the idea of having fees and you can get instant executions. For example, look, instant execution right there. Happy days. Gone into a long, come out and get rid of it anyway. But just so you can demonstrate the idea of how to open and close a trade. That's how quick you can open and close trades on this platform. And that was just based on a spread. I should have stayed in that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. They're working their way down towards the green vector zone. I've got to go and get my daughter. I'm late. Guys, listen, mad love and respect. I'm going to be doing a video later on tonight. I hope you've learned something. I hope you can take something away from this madness that we call trading. I know I've been going at 100 miles an hour today, but I just want to thank you all for a wonderful week. Be sure to pump out the Traders Reality ratio at the top. Put your votes in there. And if anyone has got any other information regarding the TR ratio, put it in the comments of this video once the live stream ends. Again, you are a beautiful family. Please take care of yourselves, and I will do a video later on tonight, so I won't be streaming tonight. But mad love and respect to you all. Take care of yourselves. Peace.